Hello, today I'm going to show you how to update the content on your website using LiveEdit. So once you've logged into LiveTools and you've gone back to the front end of the website, you'll notice certain content areas are now wrapped in a green dotted box. This is letting you know that that content is editable in LiveEdit. So to do that, all we need to do is click on the LiveEdit tab in the top left corner. If you're used to using Microsoft Word, then the LiveEdit toolbar should look pretty familiar to you. So to start, we have the Edit tab with your standard cut, copy, and paste functions. We also have a paste as text, which is pretty important, and I'll come back to that a little bit later. The Select All and the Find and Replace tool. Beside that, we have the Table tab. So if you need to insert a table into the content, you can just use this handy little graphic here. You don't actually need to type out the columns and rows. You just need to click on where you want it to be, and once you do that, the table will be inserted into the content. Beside that, under Tools, we have Source Code. So if you're familiar in coding in HTML and you want to add some special styles to the content, feel free to do so in here. But if you're not comfortable with HTML, this is probably not a tool you're going to be using very often. Under that, we have the Undo and Redo buttons and Format styles. So when you click Format, you're going to see styles for headers or titles, and header 1 you would use for a page title, and 2 down to 6 you would use for subtitles within the content area. Under that, we have our inline styles, our block styles, alignment styles, so if you want to align the content in a specific way, you can do that here, and image styles. Now these are grayed out by default, and I'll come back to how this works when we add an image to the content area. Next to format, we have the paste as text. Now again, as I was saying before, this is pretty important because if you're copying content over from a Word document or a PDF, a lot of times you're not only going to copy the content over, but you're going to copy the styles embedded into that document as well. And most of the time, those styles are going to conflict with the styles that we have in the website. So when you're copying content over, just make sure that this is always checked and you'll just copy the actual text over. We recently made an update to LiveEdit where this is always going to be checked by default, but I still think it's important to know and just to keep an eye on whenever you're adding content into this area here. Beside that, we have the standard bold and italic styles. Again, we have the alignment styles, we have list styles beside that, and then we have the insert a link, the add an image, add a file, and your special character styles. So why don't we add some links and images into the content area here. So beside this content here, I'm just going to click the load the image manager, and you can see down here is a big list of images that are actually already on the website. So I can preview it just by hovering over the preview tab here, and I can delete it as well if I wanted to. But if I wanted to add it into the content area, all I would need to do is click on the title of the image here, and it would add it to wherever my cursor was in the content. If I want to add a new image, I'd just go up to Choose File. It's going to take you to your actual computer, and you just click on the image that you want to add into the content area. So once you do that, you'll see that the image has now been loaded in, and if I click on it and I go back to the image tile, these image styles are now usable. So if I click left, it's going to float the content to the left of the image, and if I click right, it's going to put the image to the right of the content. So let's add a link into this content area. So we'll just highlight some text, click the insert link button, tell it where we want it to go. The text displayed is listing what I've highlighted here by default, but if we wanted it to say something else, we could just type it in here. And the target is just asking if we want it to open up in this window, which is none, or in a new window. So we'll just click new window so we don't take the user off of our website. And we'll click OK. And now you can see that this is a text link because the color has changed and the cursor has changed as well, letting you know that you can interact with it. Now that we're done editing our content, we just need to scroll down a little and hit the update button. Actually, before I do that, I just want to quickly note that if you're updating a page that has a lot of content, or you're adding a big list or a table with a lot of data in it, try to update it as much as possible, maybe every 5 or 6 minutes or so. You don't want to have your browser crash or the power go out and lose the the work that you've done over the last half hour. So it's a good habit to get into, just to update the content as much as possible. So we'll do that now, and we can see that the changes that we made are now on the front end of our website. If you want to see how the page looks without the LiveEdit box around the content, just go up to the top of the page and hit the Hide LiveEdit Regions button. And you can see that now that it's gone, and if we want to bring it back, we just have to hit it again. So that basically covers how to use LiveEdit and the tools that will allow you to edit or update your content. If you have any questions, please feel free to call us or email us, and we'll see you in the next video.